Law enforcement was not able to recover the gun that was used by Michael Williams, as Michael Williams was not identified and arrested until February of 2024, approximately 11 months after this incident took place. However, Michael Williams was identified by multiple people that saw him firing his weapon on scene. Ballistics confirmed that a third weapon fired multiple shots on scene, including the fatal shot of Ajanaye Hill. Shell casings from the firearm believed to be used by Michael Williams had a 9 hit to a gang shooting of 2 juveniles in Cobb County in January of 2023, approximately 2 months prior to this incident. Additional multiple photos show Michael Williams possessing a handgun that matches the description of the handgun that was used on scene and that matches the description of the handgun in which ballistics come back to. In relation to the gang charges in this case, each defendant has a close relationship with Timothy Coleman, who was identified by law enforcement as one of the leaders of the Hellback gang. Gang evidence in this case came from social media search warrants and information and reports that were gathered by Cobb County Police Department and Marietta Police Department's gang units, which those other agencies had been investigating this gang prior, as this gang has been involved in multiple crimes and at least one murder within their jurisdiction. Some of the gang evidence includes multiple pictures and videos of Cotman, Williams, Coleman, and Beverly Smart holding up gang signs and firearms, many of which have switches on them. Videos of them committing crimes, including but not limited to a self-recorded video of members of the gang breaking into cars and stealing firearms that was posted on social media. These firearms that were stolen are like the ones used in this incident. In addition to having a large arsenal of weapons, the gang also has access to switches. Michael Williams affixes these switches on the firearms. Evidence shows that some, if not all, of these defendants are involved in the selling and exchanging of stolen firearms. And Your Honor, that is the factual basis as it relates to this plea. And we have multiple victims that would like to speak to the court when the court is ready for that.
All right.
I'll first call up Chanel White, who is the mother of Ajanaye Hill. And with Chanel will be Ahmad Hill, who is the twin brother of Ajanaye Hill.
Hello, good morning. My name is Ahmad, and I'm the twin brother of Ajanaye Hill. This loss was really hard on me last year. Going through the school year without her was really not the same. You know, us being twins, going to school every day just wasn't the same last year. It really took a big effect on my family. Us from not being down here, we didn't know who to call on. So it's been hard. It's only been us. My mom is a single mother with 2 kids still at home. So losing her was really a big effect on our family, and I just wish like I really didn't do that. You know, like we all about the same age. That could have been prevented. I don't really have anything to say. Thank you.
I'm the parent of Ajanaye Hill, mother. Life has been so hard without Ajanaye. am the mother of Samuel Michael Moon. What does a mother say to an active shooter who heinously murdered her 15-year-old son? There are no words to actually describe the deeply rooted pain that these defendants have caused. Their one decision to carry a gun, to pull a trigger amongst a group of children, I know these defendants have heard adults in their lives say, make good choices. Because that's what we say as parents, make good choices. But do you realize that the one choice, your one decision away from either making your life great or your one decision away from making your life fail? The one decision that was made on the night of March 4th, 2023 have permanently damaged over 100 families in our community and have forever distorted the rest of my life and the life of Samuel Moon's siblings, and also the lives of the defendant's parents, siblings, and their friends. Did you think of your one decision that you made that night would do such harm to a community? The words I want to say today in court, I cannot, because I probably would be kicked out of court, but you know, every one of us have thought it who's been in my position from the act that happened on March 4th. My human side says, I hope you rot in your jail cell. But my spiritual side says, start worrying about your eternal death. For that is where true justice will come, and there is no avoiding that. Most of you may get sentenced to life, 30 years, so you have 30 years to ponder on that. I am actually absolutely disgusted by the actions of these defendants on that night. For I will never have Samuel to hold. I will never hear his voice. I will never hear him during devotion time begging to read the Bible. Just remember that that one decision that you made that night took my son. You know that catching a body that I heard before? Right now, I have a wave of emotion. It's from anger, sadness, feeling sorry for the defendants as a spiritual being, but as the human mother of Samuel Michael Moon, may the devil have no mercy on your souls. Amen. Amen.
Next, we'll have Catherine Moon and Maurice Moon. And they'll be coming up together, Your Honor. And Your Honor, just for the court, the folks that are standing in the gallery are just standing in support of the victims that will be speaking.
So we are the siblings of Samuel Moon. I'm Maurice. I'm Catherine Moon. You guys didn't just take away lives. You took away children who didn't even get to experience any type of life. A child who was a brother, sister, best friend, and a light in many people's lives. To hear that somebody bragged about taking these lives, there's no remorse, there's no saying sorry, you knew what you did, and you you turned around and bragged. Because of your careless actions, our baby brother is now 4 feet under the ground. Because of your careless actions, I will no longer get to spend time with the person I used to spend time with every single day. All of you aren't looking, you're looking at me. All of you guys don't deserve anything in life. And for you to brag, your mom is out there crying, causing a spectacle because she raised a murderer. And you brag? Oh, Lord. What is wrong with you? My brother is dead and you brag? And I know I'm not supposed to be talking to you guys. But you took something away from me that meant everything to me. I am you guys' age. My little brother was everything to me. You ruined your life and bragged. And I hope you stand on that.
Next we'll have Marissa LaFleur, who is Samuel's aunt.
Do I have to turn this on? Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. My name is Marissa, and I am Samuel's aunt. This is the craziest situation standing up here knowing that these people were involved in killing my nephew. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts. I know that everything sounds repetitive, but our family is really close. My sister and I have a really unique relationship. And our kids, we basically lived together. It was like 2 moms and 6 kids. Samuel was more than a nephew. So if you guys have any siblings, which I know one of you does, I don't think you can imagine unless the same thing happened to you what this is for us. While y'all were running away, we had to plan a funeral instead of his 16th birthday, because he was 15. While y'all were running away, taking pictures and doing all that stuff, your girlfriend's posting, y'all not guilty, this, all stuff like that, we were planning a funeral. In February, my whole family came together to celebrate my dad's 80th birthday. We never would have thought that the next time we would see each other would be to meet up at my sister's house the next day to find out that my nephew was dead. I got a call late at night. My daughter had to wake me up, screaming. My mom in the background. Somebody killed Boo Boo. Somebody killed Boo Boo. Somebody shot him. What? I wish I could put it into your brain about what I felt. The nerves, the pain, to watch you and to have to think about your life when you didn't think about my nephews is wild to me. Like, you get a chance. I've made mistakes. But this ain't nothing. Like, y'all are happy about it, and I feel like empty words, and there's nothing you can say. But while y'all were running away, we had to do stuff at a cemetery. My niece had to finish school. My sister's still trying to carry on. His friends, people in the community doing balloon releases and prayer vigils. Do you know his blood is still in that spot where he lay in the driveway? For hours? For hours. And y'all didn't even get your target. That's the worst part. I know a couple of you in here, and it's really hard. I hope you remember this for the rest of your life, because we all have life sentences now. For the rest of my life, I'll never have Boo Boo. For the rest of my son's life, he'll never have his best friend. For my daughter, for all of the kids, they don't have him. The kids here today, they don't have him. We don't get to. You guys get to wake up every single day. It's wild. But you're laughing, but it's funny, because y'all ganged up. I just want to say that I really miss my nephew, and you will never understand the hurt that our family has gone through this year. The things, the memories, all of this stuff, the memorials, it's not normal. This is not normal. I could take, my gang is my family. I could take them, we could get, we could do stuff too. But it's like, that's what you chose. You chose that family. We had a family and you broke it. And nothing will ever be the same. And I hope you live with that forever. Thank you for having me.
Your Honor, next we'll call Brenda Pacheco.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Brenda Pacheco. I was and I still am Samuel's most best friend. I'm here on behalf of Samuel's closest friends, family members, and the East Springs High School class of 25. I've known Samuel since he moved to the East Springs, since the 3rd grade. We have been together ever since. Samuel brought joy to so many of us. He was loving and caring, funny and sweet when he wanted to be. Samuel was the first boy I felt for. And he didn't take that from me. Not a day goes by when I don't think about that night, knowing I wouldn't get a text back from him, knowing that he wouldn't answer the phone. And do you guys understand what pain you all caused when bringing a gun to a kid's party? Do you know the pain and suffering we have had ongoing since that night? There's a hole inside of each and every person in this room, a wound of suffering. With Samuel's final words being, "I'm okay," when he passed, made me believe that my God brought him peace within life. I'm born into a Christian family that has taught me that there's a God that forgives at the end of the day. But as humans that are wounded, that are in pain and grieving, please don't ask for forgiveness. I do hope that you can repent one day for what happened, that you learned your lesson, but I strongly believe that you guys should take responsibility for your actions, regardless of you pulling the trigger or not. You were there. You guys let it happen. I wish you guys would have done things differently and not shown up or had not thought of doing what y'all did. May the man above be able to forgive you for what you guys caused. We will never accept that 2 precious lives were lost that night. Two teenagers that have so much life ahead of them. It brings us pain. But as class president of the East Springs High School, Samuel's name will be honored for our senior year.
Yes.
He's going to get to walk that stage spiritually and physically by his mom. Their name will be known. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Your Honor, that concludes the state's presentation of state statistics report.
All right, thank you. Mr. Williams, did you understand everything the prosecutor discussed with you?
Yes, sir.
Now, when someone pleads guilty to a crime, they give up a number of rights, but the legal system considers 3 to be the most important. And those are the right to a trial by jury, the right to see, hear, and question the state's witnesses and evidence, and the right to remain silent. Do you understand what each of those rights are?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you're giving those rights up now?
Yes, sir.
Have you discussed this case and this plea agreement with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Have you shared with your attorney your version of what happened?
Yes, sir.
Is your attorney making you plead guilty against your will?
No, sir.
Do you understand that it is your decision whether or not you plead guilty? Your attorney can make a recommendation, but ultimately she must carry out your wishes, whether it's for a trial or a guilty plea. Do you
Yes, sir.
understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to mention one more thing that I don't recall the prosecutor stating, but if she did, I missed it, and I do need to tell you this. When a person is sentenced in the state of Georgia to life with the possibility of parole, what that means is there will be no parole consideration at all until you've served 25 years of the sentence. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. The court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily made with a full knowledge, understanding, and waiver of rights. There's a factual basis, and no promise of threat or force has been used to induce it. Counsel, is there anything you'd like to say?
It is unprofessional for me to cry, so I apologize.
It's human, though.
This young man is 21 years old. He was a student at Albany State. He had a 3.6 GPA. He was not a Douglas County resident. He did not go to Lithia Springs. He did not go to New Manchester. He wasn't personally invited to this party. He didn't know anybody attending this party. So for all intents and purposes, Your Honor, he had no business being at this party. Should have never been there. He lives all the way out by the airport and traveled with his friends to a party that he never should have gone to. All that by choice. I've had hours and hours to speak with his mother, to speak with him. His mother would have been here today, but she is in Louisiana and cannot be here. He has younger siblings, and every time I talk to his mother, I can tell she's at work. So for her to be here was impossible. Unfortunately, I've had way more murder cases than I care to have. And this, by far, was among the worst, like Your Honor said. In that, I've had an opportunity to speak to several people that have been charged with murder. And typically, the conversation starts out with them wanting me to tell them what I know, what I was able to find out, and then maybe the next visit, they want me to help them find the loopholes. Get me out of it. Work a miracle. My conversations with Michael did not go that way. Michael Williams has accepted responsibility. He shared at one time wanting an opportunity to speak with the state, and we talked about that, and between myself, Mr. Williams, and the state decided that this was the way to go. That he accept responsibility, that he take this plea as it has been negotiated between myself and the state, and that he moved forward in custody, making the best of what his life looks like now going forward. He fully understands his responsibility and all of this, and in no conversation that he's had with me has he said anything other than he accepts responsibility for his role. This is not a situation where anyone wins at all. We can't undo the day. He knows he can't undo the day. And hopefully while in custody, he spends his time trying to make his life better, the lives of people around him better, that he avails himself of whatever is available to him, be it a vocational trade, going to school, counseling, participating in programs while he's in custody to do something better if he can be released some point later on. I'm asking Your Honor to accept the plea as negotiated to life with the possibility of parole. I'll leave it there, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, counsel.
Your Honor,
Yes?
I I just wanted to clarify that the life with the possibility of parole sentence, he wouldn't be eligible for parole consideration until after serving every day of 30 years.
And he's aware of that. We've had that conversation.
All right, that must be a change then. Thank you. Mr. Williams, you're not required to speak, but it's my custom to give the defendant an opportunity to speak before sentence is imposed. Would you like to say anything?
Yes, sir. Just want to say that I do, like my lawyer said, I do take responsibility for the people I chose to hang around and the things that happened that night. And I know I can't give y'all them lives back, but I do want to apologize and give my condolences out to the ones that's hurting right now, because I would be the same way. And again, just sorry to the courts and sorry to the people that lost their loved ones.
All right, thank you very much, sir. As I was listening to the family members speak, mothers of the deceased, sisters and brothers of the deceased, aunts, made me think of when I was a young man and I prosecuted someone for a double homicide, and I wanted to have inspiration before I made my closing argument to the jury, and so I went to the cemetery where these two folks were buried. And one of them was a mother and one of them was her son. And that's what was written on the headstones. Beloved mother, loving son. And if you ever do what I did, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see brother, sister, son, father, daughter. You're not going to see bank president, millionaire. The last thing we say before we leave this earth is about who we love and who loved us. So the court would just express to the families of the deceased and the families of the living that it understands and it has listened. The other side of the coin is that even though there's much sympathy and empathy for the families, no one has closure if the legal system doesn't do this the right way and make sure that everyone's rights are protected. Then you come away with nothing. And it is my practice as a judge, when a defendant like Mr. Williams comes before the court and asks for mercy and speaks the truth and doesn't try to find the loophole that counsel was talking about, it is appropriate to give some measure of mercy, which is not given to those who behave in a different way. So it's going to be the judgment and sentence of the court that you be sentenced to a term of life imprisonment with the possibility of parole plus 5 years. You're in the custody of the sheriff, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, are there any other proceedings that need to be addressed in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
No, I have a little statement to say.
All right. It's 10 minutes enough?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to be in recess for 10 minutes.